a classic coding interview problem, how to implement first in first out queue using only last in first out stacks. We will bring down the logic behind balancing two stacks for optimal push and pop operations, walk through the code, and analyze the amortized time complexity step by step. So let's dive in. So here we are going to implement the 232 implement queue using stack problem. So this problem, in which what we have to do is, first we have to implement a first in first out FIFO queue using two stacks only. And the implemented queue should support all the functions, that is push, peek, pop, and empty operation. So this is the problem that we are going to solve. Then the idea behind this is how we are going to solve it. We will use two stacks. Here is the stack 1 and here we have the stack 2. What is the stack 1? Stack 1 is the main stack. This will be a main stack in which the top represents the front of the queue, and stack 2, which will be acting as a helper stack. It will be used while pushing the elements from stack 1 to stack 2. And how we are going to do is, like, there is one element is there. So if we want to push this element inside this, then it will stay here. And if we want to pop it out, then it will come out. But what if there is already one element that is present there and we want to push one more element? So in that case, we won't be able to do that. Why? Because the first element would be presenting here and the second element that would come here would be here. And in that case, the top element would become this. And when we want to pop the element from a stack, then this element will get popped out, right? But this element should be the one that should pop out, because in queue the first element that comes in should get out. So that is why we need a stack 2, that is a helper stack that will be used to pop out all the elements from stack 1 to stack 2, so that when we want to push any element, then in every case, whenever we want to push any element, whenever we want to push any element inside this, first we have to pop out all the elements that are present in stack 1, and we have to pop those elements and push those elements inside stack 2. After that, once all the elements are in this stack 2 and there is no element inside this, then we will push that element x, that we can say, that element we are going to push inside this stack, and then we are again pop all the elements from stack 2 to stack 1 and push those elements in stack 1. So it is clearly written here as well, you can read it. For push x, whenever you want to push an element x inside stack 1, then what we are going to do is, first we have to move all the elements from stack 1 to stack 2. Okay, correct. All the elements from stack 1 to stack 2 we are going to move. Then push x to stack 1. That is that element that we want to push. Now we are going to push that element. After pushing all the elements from popping all the elements from stack 1 and pushing all the elements to stack 2, then after that we are going to push that x element inside the stack 1. Then move all the elements back from stack to stack 1. Again we are going to do that. After we have pushed that x element, after that we are going to push all the elements from stack 2 to stack 1. This keeps the front of the queue. So why we are going to do this? What was the purpose of this? The purpose of this is this keeps the front of the queue always at the top of the stack. As I already told you in the starting only, the top element was acting here, but the top element should be here. This was the element that was acting as a top, but we wanted this element to be on top so that it could act as the front of the queue. So that is why we are using an helper stack 2 to implement this thing. Okay. So now these are the operations that are going to be performed in this thing. The first operation is push operation. And I've already told you like how the push thing will happen, like push x element we have to do. So for that we have to move all elements from stack 1 to stack 2. Okay, from stack 1 to stack 2 we are going to move all the elements. Then that element they have to push x. Then we are going to push that element to stack 1, push x to stack 1. Then after that we have to move all the elements back from stack 2 to stack 1. All these elements we have to push back. We have to pop those elements from stack 2 and push those elements in stack 1. And now the top of the stack 1 is the front of the queue. Now those elements are going to act as the top of the queue, that element, so that it will be acting as a queue using two stacks. So that is what we always wanted to do, so that we are going to do. Now the pop function, what we have to do in this thing: if the queue is empty, then return none. Then we are going to return none, right? Because if the stack is empty, then what we are going to return? There is nothing to return. So in that case we are going to return none. So there is nothing there. Otherwise what we are going to do is we have to pop the top element. Obviously, like this top element is written here 3. That element we are going to pop it out. So it is given here also. Here the top element we have popped out, and the elements that are going to remain is these elements 1 and 2. So that is written here. Okay, so otherwise, like if there is no element, queue is empty, then return none. Otherwise the top of the element is returned from stack 1 and return. Okay, now for peak, what is peak? As the name only signifies, what peak is to return the top element of the stack 1 without removing it. We are not removing, that is very important, guys. In pop operation we are removing it, but in peak we just wanted to see what is the top element, right? Like just take a slight peek, which element is there, we want to just to see. So they, in case of stack 1, right here you can see the top element is 2. So we are just, when we are checking it, it is still there. But here as you can see, when we popped it, the 3 element was the top element and it got popped, and now we have 1 or 2. But here in case all the elements are intact and we haven't removed any element and just checked it, which was top element there. So it returned 2. It returns the element as well. Okay, but in case of empty operation, what we are going to do is, if stack 1 is empty, then we will return true. Otherwise we will return false. So as you can see, this stack is right now, stack 1 is empty, so we will return 2. Okay, so it will ask a question, is this empty? So if you say ki, yes it is empty, then that means true, yes, empty. If it is not empty, then you will say no, it is not empty, so no means false, then it will return false. So that is how it will be working. Okay, so now we are going to talk about that example. So here what we are doing is, we are creating a queue for that. And then after that we are pushing an element. What element we are pushing? 1. But there is nothing to return, so null is there. Then we are pushing again one element, but there is that is 2, but we are not returning anything in case of push. Then we are doing a peak operation. In that thing we will be seeing which element is the top element. That would be first 1 only. So in that case that is returning 1. When we will pop it out, we will see okay, okay, this is the last element, so it got popped out. And then we are checking if the stack is empty. In that case that is false, because there is element 2 inside the stack. Okay, so this table also signifies the same thing, that first we have created a queue, and after that for that thing, like using two stacks we are going to create the queue. So there are no elements at the moment, right? Then but we are returning nothing. When we will push 1, then there is only one element is there, and the top element would be 1 only, and we are returning nothing. Then we are pushing 2. So in that case, the first element, the front to back, right, it is saying here front to back, that means front element is 1, so front 1 is there first, and then 2 is coming here. Even though like 1 came here, so first one is 1, so that means first is written here this side. We are returning null, because in push operations we are not returning anything, we are just pushing the element inside it. Then comes the peak operation. In that case, first element is 1, then comes to 2, right? Because we are going from left to right. So if first element is 1, then 2, then we are returning the front element, which is the 1. Then we are popping that front element. What was the front element? 1, so we popped it out. Now only 2 remains, because 1 got eliminated, removed from the stack. So only two element is there, and we have popped out one element. We have returned it. Now we are checking, is this empty? This is not empty. No. So no means false. False is it. Then here's a slight small summary for you guys. We says we maintain the queue in the stack one such that its top is always front of the queue, right? We have also maintained this thing. Then push x is done using stack 2, that is the helper stack. So we are doing that thing, that is true, to preserve the stack, right? Then we have done pop, peek, empty operations are simple operations on stack 1 only, that is also true, right? Then this uses only the standard stack operations, push, pop, peak, size, empty, all these operations, right? That is correct. Now after understanding this, all the things, all the explanation, everything, now we will move to the main function, main way, that is the code way. So we are going to code it out. Okay, let's move to the compiler. So here we are, guys. So here we are, guys. So now we are going to start with the coding. So first we are going to create two stacks. Okay, first one is the main stack, that is stack 1, right? But that would be empty at the moment since we are just starting it. Then we are going to create another stack, that would be the helper stack, so that we can name it 2, right? So this is the stack 2. Now we have created two stacks. Now we will start with the push operations. Now we will start with the push operation, guys. So for that thing, first we have to find out what is the length of the stack 1, right? We're going to understand why. So because we are going to iterate over it, so that we can find out what are those elements. So first we have to write self dot stack 1, right? So what we have done this, we are going to for loop, use for loop for this. So for in range, we are going to use this element. Now we are going to copy this element so that we can use it here, because we have to iterate for the number of times that those elements are present in stack 1, because we have to move all the elements from stack 1 to stack 2. So for that time, what we are going to do is, first we have to pop all the elements from stack 1, right? Elf dot stack 1, we are going to pop all the elements from there, right? But what we are going to do after popping it out, we have to append those elements of stack 1 inside stack 2, right? So for that thing, we are going to use append. So this is what we are going to do. We are going to pop all the elements from stack 1, and we are going to append those elements inside stack 2, right? So for how much time we have to do that thing, for how many times we have to do that thing, for the number of time, for the number of elements that are present inside stack 1. So for those number of times, we are going to pop it out. So that is why we have calculated the length of the stack 1, how many elements are there in stack 1. So once we have calculated the number of elements that are present in stack 1, we are going to for loop over those elements this number of times, and each number of time, what we are going to do, we have to pop one element and push it inside stack 2. Okay, so for these number of times we are going to do that. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, we are going to, once we have pushed all elements from stack 1 to stack 2, so what we are going to do that, now we are going to push that element for which we are writing this function, that is push function, for pushing that element in stack 1, that is x element, right? So we are going to push that element around. So how we are going to push that element, we're going to write self dot stack 1. In stack 1 we are going to append it, so for that thing we are going to write this thing x. And now the same operation we are going to perform, because we have to, first we wanted to move it from stack 1 to stack 2. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to move from stack 2 to stack 1, right? Again we have to move all those elements that are present in stack 2 now to stack 1. So first time we are popping from stack 1, but now we want to pop it from stack 2. So what we are going to change, just the numbers. Stack 2 we have to pop all those elements, and how, in which we have to append those elements, push those elements in stack 1. So stack 1, just this thing only we have to change. Now what we have to do in this push function, anything else we have to do? No, now this function is ready. Now what we are going to do is we are going to do pop operation. We are going to write pop function now. And how we are going to write? First we have to check if there is any element. We already saw in the explanation only, guys. Okay, first we have to see if there is any elements present in the stack, right? First we have to see that thing. So for that thing we are going to use its inbuilt function. Later we are going to write this empty function also, and what we are going to check if there is any element in that or not. So we are going to use this function only. Okay, we will check if the self.empty function is going to run. So it's going to check if there are elements or not. If this empty operation says true, that means there is no element is there. So in that case we are going to return none, right? Otherwise, if there are any elements, then in that case what we are going to do, we are going to pop the element, the last element in the stack, we are going to pop it up and delete that element as well. Because what the pop operation does is it's going to remove that element and return that element, right? First we are going to see which element is that thing. So first we are going to write pop element, which this is the element that is going to get popped. So for that thing we have written this thing. Now from where we have to pop this element? From stack 1, right? From stack 1 we are going to pop the last element. So for that thing we have written -1. Okay, now you have to delete that element as well from self dot hana. For from this only, from this element only you are going to pop it out. We are going to delete this element. Now after deleting this element you have to return this element also. So you have already stored that element here, right? So you will return this element from here. Now what you are going to do is you have to write this function, that is the peak function, right? Now you're going to write the peak function. What does the peak function do? It will check the last element and return. So just write return the last function that we just wrote it, that is this function. It will return the last element. To just copy paste this thing here and write this thing here. Okay, this is the last element that we are going to return. Now we are going to write empty function. What we have to see in empty function? The same thing. Okay, we have to check the length of the elements inside the stack. So for that we have to use len, and we have to check how many elements are there inside the stack. Stack 1 we have to check, right? So we are going to check how many elements are there inside the stack. If the number of elements are 0, in that case return true. Otherwise what we are going to do is you have to return false. Okay, so here we have written all the functions, and now we will check if those functions are okay. Okay guys, so now what we are going to do, guys, we are going to check this thing. So let's check if this is working fine. Okay, it cleared, it got accepted. So now guys we are going to submit it and check if all the test cases are getting submitted. Okay guys, so this got really good. The runtime complexity of our code is 0 milliseconds and it beat 100% of the people. So that is very good. Memory is also okay. So now we are done with this code, and we have understood all the explanation and everything. We have done with the code as well. So okay, we are done with the explanation as well and everything. So okay, thank you guys. If you like the content of the video, then please like and subscribe the video, guys. Thank you guys.